Your knees are very important structures in your body. They enable you to straighten and bend your leg, and this means that you can walk, run, jump, and play lots of different sports. They're also weight-bearing structures, and sometimes things can go a bit wrong and they get too tight. When this happens, sometimes you damage the ligaments or the cartilage in and around your knee, and you might feel pain on the inside, the outside, or even under your kneecap. Very often what's also happening is that the soft tissues supporting your knee, so the muscles and fascia, have got too tight and are compressing around the joint. Here's a couple of simple myofascial exercises that you can do to help stretch out the tissues in your thighs, both at the front and the back, and this can help to reduce knee pain and give you more comfort when you are walking, running, or doing whatever it is you do with your knees. In this exercise, we're going to do a stretch for the back of the legs. To do this, you can use a step. I'm going to use this exercise step here, but at home you could use your staircase or an outside step. So stand on the step with your feet hanging off the back of the step, and then just allow your heels to drop down. It's a good idea to have yourself supported either by the wall, for example in my case, or by your banister, so that you don't feel that you're losing your balance while you do this. So you can also do this with shoes on. It doesn't have to be with bare feet, and many people find it's much easier if they do this with their shoes on. The main thing is to allow your legs to go heavy so that you can feel your heels dropping down. And this will start to create a stretch in the back line of your body. So going all the way from the soles of your feet, round your heels, up into your ankles, your calves, backs of your knees, backs of your thighs, and even up into your glutes here. This is a great stretch to do for anybody who has any issues with the back of the legs. So for example, anybody who's had a thigh strain, people with knee problems, people with tight calves and calf pain, if you've had an injury to your calf or to your Achilles tendon, and people who have plantar fasciitis, so pain in the soles of their feet. For many people, plantar fasciitis is actually caused by tension in their calves and their hamstrings, but it is felt in their feet. So this is a good way of stretching everything out. If you'd like a deeper stretch, then you can stretch one leg at a time. So to do this, keep one leg straight and bend the other knee. And this will drop your weight into the straight leg, and you'll feel more of a stretch coming down into the back of this leg. So as with all myofascial stretches, as long as you're here for at least a couple of minutes, then it will be allowing time for the fascia, the muscles, the tissues to be starting to release and let go. And you can feel what the stretch is doing, so you can vary the depth of stretch, particularly if you're doing this with just one leg at a time. And you can swap to the other leg once you've done at least a couple of minutes on one side. Or if this feels too much for you, you just stretch both legs at the same time. In this exercise, we're going to do a stretch for the front of the legs. So there's lots of different ways that this exercise can be done, but the easiest way I find is by kneeling. So we'll start by doing that. So if you kneel on the floor or on your bed, whichever is more comfortable, and you have your feet flat on the floor, then you will start to get a stretch that works for the whole of the front of your legs. So it stretches your quad muscles, which are your thighs here, and it stretches the front of your calves and the front of your feet. So a very simple stretch to do. If you want to have a deeper stretch, then you can just lean backwards. So as you lean backwards, support yourself with your hands, and you can come back into a deeper stretch. And you'll start to feel this extend more through your legs. So it may come up more towards your pelvis, the top of your thighs. You may feel it more in your knees, or you may feel it more in your calves or your feet. So if, on the other hand, this is too much, and even sitting just upright is too much, then you can use a pillow and put this between your upper and lower legs. So by doing this, you are reducing the stretch, but for some people this may be enough of a stretch. So whatever works for you is fine. The benefits of this stretch are, by stretching the quad muscles here in your thighs, it helps with knee issues. So a lot of people who have pain in the front of their knees, it can be caused by the fact that their thigh muscles are actually too tight, and that means that they pull your kneecaps back onto the knee joints. So this helps to stretch out your thigh muscles and all the tissues around your thighs and your knees. It can also help with anybody who has foot pain, particularly pain around the front of their ankles and feet. And this can help to stretch out all of those muscles and tissues that support your ankles and your feet. So it's a really nice, simple stretch to do, which helps for the whole of your legs in one stretch. So for people who find that this is too much, or they don't find it comfortable to kneel on the floor or even on their bed, you can also do this as a seated stretch. So for people who find it difficult to kneel on the floor, then you can also do the front of legs stretch as a seated stretch. So to do this, make sure you're in a comfortable chair, but in a chair that you can bring your leg behind you. So if I bring my leg behind me like this, I have the top of my foot flat on the floor, and I'm just allowing my leg to relax onto the floor. And so this starts to create a stretch that I can feel in my thigh, round through my knee, my calf, and into my foot. And again, this is just a stretch that will help to release the whole of the front of your leg as one stretch. Very simple stretch to do. You're obviously doing this one leg at a time, but you can just allow things to relax. So relax your body onto the chair, relax your foot onto the floor, and allow your leg to go heavy. And as it does, you'll start to feel more of a stretch. And as long as you're here for at least a couple of minutes, then it will be allowing time for all the tissues in this chain of the front of your leg to start to release and let go. Very good for anybody who has knee issues, tight thighs, calf problems, pain or problems with their ankles and tops of their feet. Good as part of your recovery from ankle sprains, for example.